And we are back. It is the JDL Season 4 Week 3 VOD review. I am joined by Maggie and Skye. If you guys can see me
Hello.
now. And I think we just jump right into it. We start with Nate versus Foe. This is our
Yeah,
first
we're
match.
starting off with Nate versus Foe. Uh-oh. Boot-a-doo.
Big match of the week. Nate has brought Rotom Wash, Grim Snarl, Rillaboom, Reshiram, Gliscor, and Mega Lucario. And Foe has brought Golden Go, Great Tusk, Slowking, Ursaluna, Tornadus T, and Diancie. I can't fucking speak. And that is Terra, Ghost and Lucario, and Poison and Water on Ursaluna and Tornadus.
Wait, why does Lucario is not the Terra Captain?
Or on Gliscor, sorry. I can't speak. And yeah,
There we go.
I'm not surprised by the turn 1 Trick Room Diancie.
I mean, yeah, this just feels like an inevitability right here. Getting the screens up is pretty damn great. Here's the problem, though. That's a Terra,
Ooh.
Ursaluna.
That's a lot of good chip, actually.
It is.
Especially because...
I feel like you kind of just would rather let the Rotom die in that circumstance.
That ate that. It's also a huge toxic, and you're healing up for free now.
True. Very well done, Protect. We love these Let's Go strats.
My biggest worry is starting to be that, like, it's starting to look like... Uh-oh.
Yeah, and then we
Yeah,
into the gold, good as gold.
So that was awkward.
not a very commonly known interaction, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
And now we have Slowking getting to come in.
Yep.
But we got Rillaboom.
Trick Room up. With no teleport though.
I just want to get Grassy Glided.
Oh, absolutely not.
Eat the facade.
Does.
You kind of just forced to protect here, though.
Yeah.
Is the unfortunate part.
Yeah, I could have never known that Ursaluna was switching out there.
Yeah. I think actually what's good though is like at least you haven't had to burn your Terra yet. Although you might want to soon.
I am actually a little surprised of not burning the Terra to just enable that, like, you can stay in on the Ursaluna facade no matter what.
Here. And yeah, I think you're fine to like stay in because you're getting if it goes for Encore again, you're just getting the free healing.
Yeah, there's only 2 rooms of Trick Room left.
You're gonna fully stall it out, and you get to read what this guy's doing.
And now you can switch into.
And at this point, you're now, like, you don't even care about getting knocked off here.
I think that's a really good... That's a really good cycle of... Like, that's a good time to choose Terra.
Oh, yeah.
It feels a little risky given the fact you did just see knockoff, but it paid off.
Well, I mean, the knockoff's gonna do less damage. That's unlucky. Than what's it called? Then the Ice Spinner would if you don't Terra. Thank you.
Yeah,
My biggest worry is starting to be though we're in a very tough like switching game where it's very easy for Foe to just read these. That's really fucking good.
Yeah.
Gliscor's full set being known now is also... Oh, wait.
It was already known.
Yeah.
I think what's starting to become a problem, actually, though, I think Rillaboom might actually start hurting the team because now Ursaluna is not taking Burn Chip. Also, this is the freest switch-in ever for Foe.
Yeah.
The fact that like, this is the real scary part that I find going against Foe a lot of the time, is these situations where Foe gets really strong switching games.
Yeah. And I think part of it, like, I think actually, weirdly enough, it's the Reshiram Rillaboom duo that I think are actually causing the problem for Nate, because Rillaboom lets this team keep healing up and stay healthy, so you can't even get Chip. And then with Reshiram, it is, again, the freest answer, and that is really bad, actually. That is not good to
Life
lose.
switch drop there is not good here at all, because it's the only switch-in you have for...
Like, I know why Rillaboom came to, like, kill Slowking. However, it feels like it's really struggling into the rest of the team. Like, it feels like there's...
I think it's struggling into the rest of the team. I think the problem is it can't do anything to Tornadus.
Yeah. Well, that's what I think. Like, I think it's a problem that, like, this team can very easily switch into Rillaboom, or, like... And Reshiram. Okay, there goes Great Tusk. And if this has Crunch, that could be a problem. Oh, wait, no, I believe this is Scarf Golden Go, so... Because just, yeah, now in comes Slowking.
It is Scarf Gold.
Yeah.
And Slowking doesn't really care about the rest of the team at this point. It can just kind of sit here and win the game.
Yeah, so you're gonna click Trick Room, and now you win.
I mean, it just teleports out. But like, that's like the thing with like Rillaboom is there to kill the Slowking, but Slowking's never gonna be out for a full turn with Rillaboom on the field
If you
do so.
Now, sadly I don't think Lucario is actually in a position to win this game, because, and thank God you don't get Skull Burned. You don't have a way to kill Golden Go. You only have Bullet Punch to hit, and I think that is a problem.
Like, it does damage, but it's just not enough.
Yeah, like, realistically, I think Lucario needed a crunch here.
Yeah. I think it definitely feels like I think Nate, like, Foe definitely just had, like, the team advantage, because it was very easy for, like, Nate is going to want to, like, Slowking comes in, switch to Rillaboom to kill it. However, in that switch turn, Slowking is going to get the Trick Room off, and then it can switch out freely, and then in comes Tornadus to eat the hit. And it puts Foe in a lot of these awkward games. I think losing Grimmsnarl and Rotom Wash at really awkward times also hurt. It actually kind of feels not like it's either Gold or Torn, I think, for me, either well, because, like, Torn was able to just always just kind of, like, switch in. I think that really helped. And then
I have to give it to Torn, because I feel like without Torn, Rillaboom actually probably takes this game, I feel.
Yeah, because then your switching becomes Slowking, or not Slowking, Golden Go, and I don't like that anywhere near as much, honestly.
Plus, Golden Go would have to be chancing coming in on, like, friggin' knockoffs.
Yeah. So yeah, I think I gotta get it Torn. Moving on, we have myself versus Poke. Poke has brought Mega Blastoise, Ribombee, Garganacl, regular Lucario, Giratina, and Celesteela. And then I have brought Dragonite, Terapagos, Sylveon, Jirachi, Lunala, and Weavile. And that is Terra Electric on Drapion, or not Drapion, Dragonite, and Terra Ghost on Garganacl. Tim did not do his homework. Someone doesn't know how Moongeist Beam works. That being said, very good turn 1 for him. And turn 2. That's Jip, though. Yeah, I think Celesteela does kind of just, like, freely switch in. And I kind of just have to go into Terapagos and get rid of the webs. Now, Thomas, this is a threat. You know, see, it's starting to do damage.
Because for another autonomized, this is a very scary
Yeah.
situation to be in.
And when
back to
Flunchy.
its +2.
No, it's not. It's at 1.5 because its speed is halved from Para, not reduced by 2 stages.
Yeah, I know you're right.
Flinch is really unfortunate. Weakness
Yeah.
policy.
And I kind of fuck up here. I just misclicked Ice Beam. Oops. It's fine though. It's fine.
That hurts to see.
It's
that
fine.
hurts to see.
It's fine because Weavile's still faster.
Yeah, I assume you're scarfed.
Weavile's not scarfed.
Hmm.
This is though. This is Scarf Lucario.
Nice read throwing out the Shadow Claw.
Yeah, and I will say this is fine because yeah, Shadow Shield is a fun ability, and now I one-shot it. Nope.
Yeah, you missed.
Yeah,
You took a chance.
the flinches on Terapagos, they don't matter if that doesn't happen. And I go for Ice Spinner over another D-Dance because I know exactly this. And I can't kill it if I can't just straight out kill it if I get a +1 or a +2, so I have to go for that. Unfortunately, though, I can't kill this thing. So out comes Sylveon to try and chip it.
Start curing everywhere.
Like, I'm fine for this because as far as I'm concerned, I'm like, okay, I think the 2 in the back can clean it up. That's an unlucky crit, but is what it is. And that's also awkward. Hammer Arm was not the move I expected, but I guess I can see it. I think this might have been a misplay from me. I probably should have just killed it instead of setting up here.
You're chancing taking a lot of chip moving forward, so I think really you should have just killed it.
Yeah, I and that's
especially because you don't want to lose your multi-scale.
Yeah, I mean, my biggest worry was just then, like, if I don't set up, does Blastoise just come in, and then if I try and shut in Terra D-Dance, is it just Shell Smash and now it outspeeds me and wins? And, yeah, Scarf Lucario. Yeah, Lucario was very well here. Tim played very well. Lunala's on Fraud Watch. Not a kid, but it was unfortunate. But I can't be... It's one of those, like, cases where it's like, I played mostly correctly, so like I can't feel like I can't be too mad. It's just kind of like it is what it is. I think that's MVP Lucario. Just was very good assurance in winning that game.
I think so.
Well, the rare occurrences where Shadow Claw is also really strong. Hey, it's us!
Alright, we have Skye versus Maggie. Skye has brought Zygarde, Pyukumuku, Pecharunt, Magearna, Quaquaval, and Rotom. Maggie has brought Primarina, Yveltal, Chandelure, why can't I fucking speak, Mamoswine, Fortress, and Mega Medicham, and that is Terra, Steel on Chandelure, Water on Pyukumuku, and Fire on Quaquaval. That's a lot of damage.
Yeah.
I kick myself so hard for this. I should have just let it die.
Yeah, that's a very good read, though.
Yeah,
great read, phenomenal. Yeah.
The second hex, I mean, I always just hex because I think it was a roll to kill, and no matter what. This I just
wow.
After this, I felt awful, dude.
Like it happened.
You can tell a little. I'm like, damn. Okay, I defog. I let it die. I knew it was gonna die if I defogged. I chose not to Thunderbolt because I just felt awful because I thought Rotom was gonna defog and then die, maybe paralyze something with Thunder Wave, and I wasn't expecting it to get 2. And
it happens sometimes. And now the fun part, Perish Song.
Yeah, now I have to deal with this now I have to play the game on a timer because someone wanted to be evil.
And Whirlpool.
Yep, I went Trapper.
Yeah, and as I think we had another battle where it happened, or was it this battle where we learned a valuable lesson? And that's Chip.
Incredible crit. It just does
Insane
not
crit. I'm
matter.
so glad I went for Drain Punch.
Yeah, that drain punch gave some big worries to my team here.
I think. Do we get poisoned? No.
Yeah, no poison.
Does flinch? Oh, that's actually a really good.
Making up for the para.
Yeah, that was a really bad flinch. I was gonna part. It was gonna be Z porting shot. I can't check. I think I was like.
And I feel like we both made the correct play of just switching out there, honestly.
Yeah,
That's
the
a
problem is my
massive
team
fucking
doesn't.
punch.
Yeah, my team doesn't have anything to resist fighting really.
Yeah,
other
and that's
than
a
Petra
really
and
free
Unity.
switch in because, and thank God you don't miss.
Yeah, I had to just sack Petra at this point. Thank God the.
No, I don't chance anything with this thing. I know it has counter.
Yeah, it's like one of only 2 moves it gets. Counter and Mirko. That's it.
Was that loaded
Okay.
dice?
This is loaded dice.
Yeah.
I
So
just needed one
got
more.
if you got all 5, that's very different.
Oh yeah. No, if one more was hit, it was over.
And
I
yeah,
had to do a very long calculation here if I should Dragon Dance or not.
I also had a very long calc of thinking, do I bulk up?
Because I had to Dragon Dance to win this game, or I just had to bank on Ice Beam, Ice Punch not killing.
Habanberry. That's the Dragon Resist.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah,
Nagano.
I thought Nagano. I thought it was gonna show up. I didn't want to die to a Draco.
Is it actually Rotom?
Honestly,
It's Rotom or Zygarde?
very good game. Very good game. Zygarde, Rotom effectively cleaves through part of my strategy at the beginning, but effectively, I think it does have to go to Zygarde because of the fact that, if Zygarde doesn't live that Ice Punch, I am pretty sure Metacham does win me the game at that end
no,
stage.
absolutely. I had to live the Ice Punch. If Mamoswine hit the 5th one, my game was over from there.
Yeah.
Like Zygarde clutched.
Should have brought Bullet Punch as your last move.
That's what I also had to worry about. That I was like, oh, if this Bullet Punch is also over.
Or Sucker Punch when you felt all. You need the punches.
I need the punches.
I think that the game would have been differently if I didn't defog. If I just Thunderbolted on Yveltal, I think this would have done. I didn't do any calcs, so I don't remember what the
I'm
ease of your.
actually genuinely shocked at how much damage that Rotom was doing, though. Like,
well, yeah, it was.
I think the mistake was just not letting Fortress die and then switching into both Mamo and then Chandler. That was just unlucky.
So like, I at least want to explain my thought process because, not knowing the Rotom set was one of the big things. I should have let Fortress die, but I was so greedy because if I got Mamo in for free and Trailblazed, I actually thought I could just win the game from there.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. I think this ended up being a bit unlucky.
I didn't run calcs for Yveltal. I assumed it was just like the calcs I had was like max HP, max speed, like most like a bulky, just a fast bulky Yveltal. But I at that point I just defogged because I felt bad. I didn't expect Rotom to do that much, and like my calcs were showing that Thunderbolt was a chance to kill the Yveltal too.
Oh my god.
And I just didn't want to do that. I was like, that's fucked up. This Pokemon I expect to live 2 turns, killing 3.
I appreciate it on the pure fact that we got to have a more fun battle out of it.
Like I don't like going into turn 4 of turn 4 or 5 of a game and having 3 of your Pokemon almost like dead or almost dead. It's not fun for anybody.
You can say that again. Now we got Austin and is that
Parker.
that's Parker.
Parker has brought Mew, Apom, Mega Arrow, Theramosa, Dialga, and Whimsicott. Austin has brought Mega Scizor, Iron Leaves, Iron Treads, Tapu Koko, Iron Valiant, and Primal Kyogre. and it is Terra fighting on Leaves. That's ship. Yeah, I think he's run resist berries on treads all 3 weeks, and yeah, they've been playing off so far.
It's something that I wanna point out though. I feel when you're this consistently bringing resist berries, they become far more predictable.
Oh, 100%. But like at the same time, it can also be a case of like you don't know which one is going to be brought.
Hmm.
Interesting tailwind. I fuck with it. Taunt on the U-turn. And I know what Parker's going for here. This might be shocking. That doesn't kill. That's really bad for Parker, I think.
That didn't kill?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think Parker was really like banking on it, the high crit chance.
Also, that's Scarf Dialga, Scarf Valiant. And Parker just didn't realize it got like he just kind of forgot that Valiant does get what's it called? Like Aura Sphere, basically. And I think Parker's already in a really bad spot. Not even with this guy. But this guy's now looking terrifying because Dialga has Fire Blast, or had Fire Blast. And now there's just no answer on this team to Mega Scizor. I can tell you that much, knowing the sets. Down goes Go-Go.
Yeah, I feel like you just have to.
Yeah, like...
Yeah,
Your team is just weak to Bullet Punch at this point.
uh,
Because like, I think this is a more like, supportive Mew, which...
my boy.
Fake out. We love.
Yeah, all you can really do is just like.
And I'm kind of shocked by that, actually. Like, just not something you think of, like, oh yeah, the Apom is going to be fatter.
It's doing Rattata strats.
Yeah. And yes, Scizor. So Scizor, Mega Scizor.
I'm not gonna be honest. Like if you scroll up in that when that first endeavor happened, I can honestly relate. I've done that before too on a Smeargle set. I forgot I would be faster than something, so I endeavored, and I had to waste a turn to endeavor again.
Awkward.
It wasn't fun. Yeah, it's speed tiers matter.
Mega Scizor. I feel like it just kind of like it's either that or
Mega
Valiant.
Scizor.
Valiant
It's a big cleanup game.
Yeah. We just kind of got to put it in the perfect position for it. All right, and now we move on to Violet versus Soul. Violet has brought Rabombi, no, Volcarona, Mega Diancie, Solgaleo, Palkia Origin,
Very
Zapdos,
different mod.
Glaceon. Yeah, I know.
Quiverband.
I know. And Soul has brought Standing Shocks, Mega Beedrill, Zoroark Kasui, Komo-o, Ho-Oh, and Gliscopod. Komo-o, Ho-Oh. And it's Terra.
Can you imagine if Volcarona got sticky webs?
Ooh.
Wouldn't that be funny?
Honestly, it probably wouldn't use it that much. I don't know.
We should give sticky webs to every Pokemon in the game.
Terra Rock on Soul on Sandy Shocks. Terra Steel on Komo-o. Rock on Volcarona. And Dragon on Glaceon. I think it's funny that we have two Terra Rocks and like both make sense. And that's not Sandy Shocks.
Yeah.
So I wanna speak about this actually, cause I did some of the prep with Soul, and I was fully like saying this off the bat. I think he needs to lead the Zoroark, and have it disguised as either Sandy Shocks or Mega Beedrill, no matter what.
Oh, I think that was good. Also, that's a
I am
Scarf
curious.
Solgaleo. That's Chip.
I am curious as to why we didn't Shadow Sneak on the Solgaleo.
Probably because you just think
He
he got
wasn't
speed.
running it.
He did. Yes, he is.
It had Shadow Sneak.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. The concern would have been weakness policy.
Yeah, that was my thought.
That's a fair thought.
Also,
but,
like, if
that
you're
Shadow
not...
Sneak was doing a lot still.
Yeah, but if it's weakness policy, that's really bad. Especially if you want, like, Flame Charge.
This is working out pretty good for Golisopod right now.
Yeah, it's good stays at full. And I'm not surprised we switch. I like the Aqua Jet there. Not good that gets... Does it get both? Don't tell me it does it get... Okay. I mean, yeah, this thing kind of just cleans up. I'm surprised we don't switch.
I'm surprised it doesn't mecha at all.
Mm.
I mean, I guess, but his Fletch Cannon was always showing up. But
Hey, Parker.
That was crazy damage from that magnet.
Sandy Shocks his Chip.
Yeah.
Doesn't kill.
Really kind of shocking that didn't kill.
Really good turn to Terra. Oh. Uh-oh. Chilling Water.
I mean, at that point, it didn't really matter. It just...
I think it's actually sort of interesting that he chances it, but I can understand the idea there because you're trying to secure the endgame.
Yeah.
And you don't really care if it wishes.
I actually think that's really good, though, as well, because now you do outspeed the Scarfed Solgaleo. Also, thank God you go for Drain Punch, because otherwise this would be dead.
Mm-hmm.
I think going for Scale Shot is absolutely the right play there. It's Komodo, right?
Komodo Masterclass.
Yeah.
Komodo showing why he's one of the best Terra captains in the format.
I agree, and that's why I think, is it controversial to say that I think it is the MVP of the Dynasty Division for the week? Our Pokemon of the week?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
Yeah.
Got here.
Yeah, that's a good bet.
The reason why I think so is it feels like the Mon of the R5 that really, like, most individually won the game for its team. Same as, like, why we chose Parker's Mega Aerodactyl last week. Or Dragonite the week before.
To it, I feel like going back to my battle, I feel like some sort of argument could be made about Pyukumuku being MVP because of the Reflect.
No.
No, it's like I lose the game.
Okay, actually, wait, yeah, Julia, I'm not MVP of the week, but I think that Reflect actually matters. Mamo kill.
Okay.
Mamo would kill.
Okay, yeah, good point. All right.
Because like without Reflect, I lose that battle. So.
Okay, I can get behind that.
It also it won't feel as bad when when either one of my MVP choices are being dropped.
Well, I mean, I feel like that's kind of like a no-brainer. Come on, for Pokemon of the Week there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Komodo.
Yeah, I think Komodo is the obvious choice here.
Especially when I think for a similar reason, it does kind of feel a little bit lost. Not actually, but like this is probably one of the worst game states that we see a team in like that wins in position of in this game. If that makes sense. Like, but yeah.
I think you're right. It's the exact same situation as Mega Aerodactyl.
Yeah.
That 1 week.
Where it does feel
I'd give it to Komodo.
Quote unquote lost, but then that Mon leads it to victory. Moving on, we have Evan versus Zach. Evan has brought Miss Magius, Quagsire, Megalopony. Oh my god, I'm fine. Volcanion, Suingudra, and Tapu Lele. Zach has brought Zacian, Blacephalon, Mega Alakazam, Kartana, Raging Bolt, and Mandibuzz. And that is Terra, Steel on Quagsire, and Ground on Volcanion. That's Chip. That's a fat fucking Quagsire. I mean, it's a Quagsire, but...
It holds off on terroring.
I think he kind of he wants to hold on to the option for Terra on Volcanion as well.
It's a very fair option when you have Kartana that will hit you neutrally for. But I mean, but then you Terra into ground anyway, so you lose your neutrality on grass.
Yeah. But I think this is like one's good for because you have assuming Goodra, it's kind of like a hard Kartana counter.
I just realized it's the for the Raging Bolt, of course. I forgot that guy was there.
We know this is Z.
That's a very dangerous switch there, I feel. Risking a Leaf Blade would not have been very good there.
I don't like not clicking Moonblast. I mean, I get why, but like... That's Chip. I think you're fine with that sacrifice. Because you can you can get something that's just gonna kill this thing on the board.
Yeah, it forces Kartana out because of the -2.
I think you do have to Terra though here, which is you just go to Quagsire, which Zach reads very well. That's really good for Zach.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, because now any chance of Kartana's being walled is gone, really.
And if we're talking about things, this is in a very good position now.
Whoa.
Yeah, and that is now a Levitate Alakazam.
This might be Scarf, which...
It's gotta be a Scarf.
Yeah. I think... I'm kind of realizing this is a... Tapu Lele is a very risky mon to bring this week. Versus Mega Alakazam.
Oh, yeah. There's nothing stopping Alakazam from pressing Expanding Force here.
Yeah.
The
Slow
Taunt is
Taunt.
pretty good here, but... I mean, when you can only knock off... I mean, you have U-turn as well.
I actually don't like that we're just letting it...
Yeah, getting the... letting...
Get Lop in, I feel. We take so much damage, and... Well, that's awkward. And we're dead.
Yeah, just die.
That's gonna die. Yeah, I mean,
That's big.
That crit didn't matter.
That's a big crit, though. That's a Scarfed,
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of the Mind Blown there.
Yeah.
It just kills both, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
When you have two things that need to die and you need to be faster than them, then hey, Scarf Mind Blown. You're guaranteed to kill the second one because of your ability.
Yeah. I think Zach played this really well. It feels like this is what we should have been expecting from this team over the past few weeks, and we haven't seen yet. I think they played really well. I actually kind of want to say, I'm almost pulled towards Kartana. I think this team had a really hard time just figuring out how to deal with it.
Yeah, no, because Kartana is easily the MVP here because its existence kind of forced both Quagsire and Volcanion to not ever be able to Terra because both of the Terra types were weak to it. Like it was weak to the Sacred Blade, like Sacred Sword, and then the threat of Leaf Blade as well. So Quagsire was in a weird spot where it wanted to Terra but couldn't, and then Volcanion couldn't Terra to become weak to the Leaf Blade if it was there.
Yeah. I think that's very aptly putting it. Next we have Hatter versus Ben. Hatter has brought Tinglu, Zekrom, Shaman Skye, Blastoise, Hatchram, and Comfey. Ben has brought Clodsire, Komala, Giratina Origin, King Gambit, Mega Blaziken, and Okarpon Wellspring. And important to note, Ben has said he prepped for the wrong team. I will not say who he prepped for in case he wants to bring any of this prep. But yeah, we have Terra Ghost on King Gambit and Terra Poison on Comfey. And that's a really awkward turn 1. For Ben,
Damn.
that is. This is interesting Shaman Skye sat subseed. But it can be very annoying to do.
The Giratina gets past the 60% flinch chance.
Hello, Hatchram.
Goodbye, Hatchram.
No, not yet. Oh, well, yeah, goodbye, Hatchram. Never mind. Balloon, Zekrom. I fuck with that. Wait, play rough Komala. That's heat.
Yeah, we love
Oh.
Kamala gets a lot of moves. A lot of moves it shouldn't get.
I'm not sure if I vibe with that.
Yeah, I think because I mean Hatchram gets Encore, right? So
I think so.
I think so. That was a very, very dangerous curse there that you could have locked yourself into.
Has his stacking started? Lash out. I kind of. Oh, that. Oh my god. Red card as well.
Damn. That's funny.
Well, red card is actually really good there because.
Oh, yeah, no. Oh?
This is a nice Trailblazer here. Defensive. I think this was defensive Shaman, right?
It's gotta be. Rock Tomb is heat.
Yeah. It's the only rock type move that Ogerpon gets outside of Cornerstones.
Oh yeah, this was it. We see another fun interaction with Rapid Spin this week. Forgets about Whirlpool. Gets free of Whirlpool and
yeah.
Unlucky.
Yeah.
And then we just get to see the sheer bulk of Tinglu because of its ability. Gets to live 2 play roughs.
Hatchram goes down. And then Comfey's just gonna come in for free and kill this. Not Comfey! Jesus fucking Christ. That fucking ate it.
Yeah. Blastoise has some bulk to it, man.
That's dead.
There's the charm.
Huge crit.
A really big crit. Yeah.
Another crit.
Another crit. High crit moves. Alright, sometimes it can be the bane of anyone's existence there.
Well, crit for crit.
Yeah. I believe in Clodsire. I believe they can clutch this out. I believe.
Get the poison.
Cleanse yourself of burn.
I feel like recently I've been not seeing like any like poison chances from moves recently. I don't know why. Maybe it's just been that luck. Tinglu?
Yeah, it could easily be Tinglu. Or,
That's just the mon I feel the most like inclined towards on first thought. I think it shut down so much that Ben wanted to do, and just showed why it's such a good pickup, I think. Moving on, we have Goats versus Guy. Goats has brought Tapu Fini, Zamazenta, Regieleki, Ogerpon Cornerstone, Mega Aggron, and Chi-Yu. Guy has brought Kieran White, Slowking, Zamazenta, other Zamazenta, I think that's the crowned one, Cerulege, Togekiss, and Greninja. Here it's Terra fighting on Cerulege and fighting on Regieleki. Well, that's the better body press user.
GG.
That's actually a massive fucking crit, though. But we don't have to worry about it too long. Hello, Chi-Yu. Big defog. And I don't like that Regieleki does not have an electric move. Which is why we're clicking Ancient Power. Oh, never mind. It has Volt Switch. Huh. That's Chip. I guess just expecting the Tapu Fini switch in, which is probably why you went for Sludge Wave. And this is a very, very head up Tapu Fini. And that's a very Scarf Kyurem.
Oh.
Jesus fucking Christ, that's +2. 20%?
Oh, goodness.
Are we about to enter a game of flinches?
Yeah. Wait, why doesn't Regieleki have an electric type?
It has Volt Switch.
Is that
and
real?
that's it. It only has Volt Switch. Which I think is giving some issue. I'm very confused as to why the Terra fighting, I'll be honest. I mean, I'm guessing for Kyurem is the big answer. Kyurem and Zamazenta.
Yeah, but then it didn't click it, right?
Yeah, it didn't.
The heal back is pretty bad on this Zamazenta. I mean, I'm just assuming it's leftovers, but I have no idea.
And yeah, I think Cyril just cleans it up from here. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Terra fighting on Cerulege is just a big killer of Chi-Yu's potential.
I think it's a very big killer to just this team.
Oh, absolutely. I just mean like, cause like you can be like Flash Fire, yeah. Cerulege is just one of those. I feel like it's another top contender of really good Terra captain.
I think it's MVP of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Moving on, we have. Oh, dropped my phone. We have Lex versus Lily. Lex has brought Morgrim, Alolan Persian, Zarude, Groudon, Corviknight, and Walking Wake. Lily has brought Chenpao, Mega Salamence, Rotom Heat, Pheasantipity, Manaphy, and Lando T, or Lando I. It's Terra Grass on Manaphy, and Ground, or Fairy on Zarude, and Fire on Wake. That is a huge bring, and a very good first kill. That's a massive fucking light screen.
Very unfortunate first kill here on Electrical. And then we see the third thing of Defog where it also removes gravity.
Yeah. Huge Lumberry, however. Great if this does not. Oh.
Yeah, this Rotom just puts in a lot of work here.
Oh, just healed him. Oh, nice.
Healed the ground on a little bit, yeah.
How generous. If that burned.
Honestly, if that burned, I wouldn't even be I would completely understand like a forfeit.
I would crash out.
Yeah.
And that tells you that's Scarflando. And Lex is just getting, I think, just getting the sun up. Although you've got a very limited timer.
Yeah.
And you have this bird that you have to get through, which is very
very
not
big
fun.
special wall here. Like we see
It's just not getting parried either.
yeah, we've seen a lot of unfortunate paras in this week 3, and then the bird that never sleeps.
This is so sad.
You don't have Terra for Zarude, although I don't think you want a Terra Fairy in this matchup. Oh, now it paras.
Let's go.
And then the toxic chain procs.
Yeah. And then I think Chempal just kind of cleans up. Yep.
Damn.
Pheasantipity?
Yeah, that thing was just a wall.
Oh yeah. I think people sleep on Pheasantipity's special book a little too much here.
Yeah, that was absurd.
It's like it's one good thing.
It is. That and toxic chain, like.
Moving over to last battle, Kiler versus Aurora. Kiler has brought Fluttermane, Genesect, Porygon 2, Garchomp, Overquill, and Crawdaunt. Aurora has brought Heatran, Xerneas, Sneasler, Toadscruel, Honchkrow, and Frostlass and Terra. Grass and normal on Frostlass and Heatran and Frostlass. And this is an interesting Sneasler set, is all I'm going to say. We'll see what it is later. That's Chip.
It doesn't have Diaclaw, right?
It does not. That's a very lovely kill for Toedscruel. That's Chip. That's Chip!
Yeah, that's some Chip there.
Yeah, I think Heatran is coming in. It's going to click Flash Cannon. Yep. That's a huge Toxic. And Porygon 2 just kind of sits on this thing, doesn't it? I mean, that was crit, and it only did half.
Yeah, we want to talk about special walls. In comes Porygon.
And Overquill.
Oh, Para.
That is it. That is the biggest AV Overquill I've ever seen. I'm also curious as to what Thunderbolt was brought for in this matchup.
Yeah, I'm not sure. There's like this Corby, but or the Corfish.
Crawdon, yeah. Yeah, this Porygon just doesn't take damage.
And then the unfortunate Para.
It just doesn't that's an obvious sucker. Yeah. And this Jetpack Sneasler. So and this was Unburden.
I can't say it's because Crossbow didn't realize that they don't use Unburden often, so they didn't realize that it was only.
Oh, they didn't know it's not permanent. Okay.
Yeah. So they thought it was permanent and that they could like eject pack, like close combat eject pack, and then have Unburden active when it comes back in.
And I think
it's like still active.
That's a really bad Terra because I mean that's free.
Oh,
yeah.
Holy.
Yep. Ready? 1, 2.
Flutter main things. Flutter main things.
3.
That's 4. It's gonna be 4.
4. Oh. 4.
Fluttermane.
That's crazy. Yeah.
It's like I think like at that point, just Fluttermane once Heatran had Terra'd, there was nothing stopping him from just clicking Moonblast. And I think that's also our Pokemon of the week for the Imperium Division. Unless anyone else has a suggestion.
Nah, I'm good to give it to Fluttermane. Oh, it's just a clean switch in. Just cleaned it up.
Yeah. I think Kiler's been getting very good use out of tanky Overquill and Porygon 2. Those were kind of crazy. Yeah, Fluttermane's a pretty good Pokemon, guys. And
That it is.
before we just wrap up our review, we actually have a few. We finally have. This makes sense. It's about a third of the way. It's halfway through to the trade deadline. We have a few teams that made some changes. We have first up is Maggie's team has dropped Mega Medicham, Terra Chandelure, and Ampharos for Annihilate, Terra Delphox, and Furfrou. After watching that battle versus Skye, I think that is the right choice. Look, Chandelure kind of looked like a bum there, I'll be honest.
Chandelure has been a bit of a bum ever since week 1. Week 1 is the only week it's done anything where it cleaned up a game. And I'm like, nah, I want something faster. So I've gone Delphox. Delphox was the first change I envisioned in the entire thing. And it was literally just okay, if I'm picking up Delphox, I don't want to be double psychic, and I want a ghost type on here somewhere. So, ooh, there's an Annihilate that's the exact same point value. I'm taking that Annihilate.
Yeah, no, I think I think it's actually a really good thing. Furfro is, I think, actually kind of like a low budget, really solid physically defensive mon, just because it can kind of eat hits with fur coat.
And since it gets Thunder Wave, it can essentially accomplish the same thing I want from Ampharos while also being fast. It's got like a base 100, I believe.
Wow, yeah, that's actually pretty good. I think that's like a pretty solid like change up because you didn't have a normal type, did you?
No normals, yeah.
Yeah,
I
so I
didn't think it really mattered since my ghost was, uh, Shanda. But, like, I think, having an actual normal with an Annihilate is nice.
Yeah, I agree. I think Annihilate is actually because I think one thing we did talk about before is like your team was kind of on the like quote unquote slower side of things with Naganadel being your fastest Pokemon. That might almost invite webs, and I think Annihilate does a very good job of deterring the webs. So I think it's a very big plus in that regard. I like these changes overall. I think Delphox is also a really good Terra Captain. If Chandelure hadn't missed Fire Blast 2 weeks in a row, or not missed Fire Blast, but hadn't missed Fire Blast and then got full parried 2 weeks in a row and kind of just done nothing, I think it'd still be on the team. But I think Delphox is definitely a good replacement. The other ones that are going to be active for next week are Lex's team has traded Corviknight, Steelix, and Wake's Terra for Z Tornadus and Doublade. I think these are solid changes. I think Corviknight kind of struggles in Ubers.
That Tornadus is going to be threatening.
Yeah, I think Z Tornadus is very good. I think comparing steals, I think Doublade is a solid low tier steel and ghost option, and probably much more reliable than Steelix.
You'd always get Aggron.
Yeah, you could, but I don't. I think one of the big things in the Terra on Wake, I think Lex wants to be using Terra Zarude. I think Terra Zarude is better, but I think Wake has almost felt like it needs the Terra a bit more on this team so far. So I think this change should help it. So I guess we'll get to see if we get to see Zarude shine or not. And that was it for the changes active week 4.
Yeah, I missed the deadline.
Yeah, I guess we'll just go through them now. These will be active for week 5, just so we don't forget. But Skye has dropped Zygarde Complete, Azelf, Miltank, Rotom, and Terrapukimuku and picked up Rayquaza, Uxie, Chinchino, Electabuzz, and Mudsdale. I don't dislike these changes, but unlike the other two, they don't really, like, scream out to me as improvements, I guess.
I can, like, somewhat explain them, because, like...
I want to, before you explain, I just want to at least give my own thumbs up to swapping Zygarde over to Rayquaza. I think Rayquaza being an Uber that doesn't really have any, like, flat requirement to start popping off like Zygarde does, just lends it the credence to effectively be a much easier to use Pokemon. Because we saw, for example, Zygarde needs a lot of setup.
Yeah, and that's, like, the main thing is, like, my team, like, it felt nice to use. It was fine. But there were, like, the speed tiers with, Terra Quackroval, Petra, and Zygarde Complete all share an 85, like, near 85 base speed. So it was really easy to prep against those three. So, and I also just needed my team to be more. I needed more offense on my team. So I was like, okay, because like Zygarde, no matter what form you're in, 100 base attack, 91 base special attack. So that's really problematic when it's like when I need, because it relies on setup, which is like Coil, Dragon Dance, either one. So picking up Rayquaza with which goes from 191 to 150 in both is very good. It's also faster. It keeps Zygarde 50's base speed of 95. rather than losing 10 when it goes to complete. Um, and the same thing that is kind of intuitive with dropping Azelf, but also I needed a bulkier. After losing Zygarde, I needed some more bulk that wasn't just Magearna. So, I mean, Uxie was a pickup.
And Electabuzz. I really like Electabuzz, I will say.
Electabuzz, yeah, as well. I did Electabuzz, Mudsdale, and Uxie gives my team some more bulk after losing Zygarde completes. As well as Pikachu.
Huge points to Electabuzz. I think Electabuzz is a very underrated Pokemon, especially given that like throwing a knockoff off on an Electabuzz is always sort of like a 50-50 because you might get static.
Yeah. And then with Chinchino over Miltank, I after like I after losing Rotom, I needed some more extra removal outside of Quaquaval's Rapid Spin, and then Talonflame Defog. So I was like, yeah, might as well just get a tidy up Pokemon.
Yeah, I think it's solid in that regard, especially because I think Quaquaval really struggles to click Rapid Spin at times.
Oh, absolutely. Because like when you already have a move that is stab, and a higher power that also boosts your speed, it kind of dissuades you from pressing Rapid Spin, even though you could use it.
Well, that'll wrap it up for the week 3 VOD review. We'll be back with week 4 next week.